Welcome to the new health. As people are getting sicker at younger ages, we are bringing thought leaders on our show to speak with you about how they are revolutionizing healthcare and making change in the world. I'm your host, Jessica Preston, and back with me today is Josh Rimini, pharmacist who's turned to functional medicine provider and trainer for other pharmacists so they can learn the new way to be able to help people heal. Thank you so much for joining us again, Josh.
Oh, thank you, Jessica. This has been awesome. It's so much fun to be able to speak my truth and speak the truth of the new health. So thank you for having me.
I'm always so excited. I get like shivery when you come on because this is, I know you're talking about how we can talk to, or how you as a pharmacist can talk to patients. They come and see you more often than they see their own doctor. They're picking up prescriptions. You can answer questions. So as you're training those pharmacists to do this nationwide and hopefully globally at some point, that they're going to really make change at that patient level.
Yeah, so healthcare is changing, right? It's changing right in front of us. We're in this new era of medicine. We're bringing in all this, ancient wisdom meets modern science and learning more about healing, true healing. And so how do we do that in the current system, right? And so for me, because the cloth I come from is pharmacy and community pharmacy, independent community pharmacies, there's lots of us out there. And the old system isn't working. We know that the pills don't fix the problem, they mask the symptom, and people don't realize this either. Financially, it's not working in the system either. Pharmacies aren't getting reimbursed for the medicines.
Yeah. Like
we're underwater for a third of the medicines we pump out. So imagine going to your favorite restaurant and the restaurateur, the owner, is paying a third of the customers to eat there. That's what's happening in these pharmacies today because the system's broken. Yeah. So it's beautiful. I think it's an opportunity now to change the model. So if you have accessibility to all of these pharmacists and they're trained up and they understand the lifestyle medicine and how to become more like a health coach and give you the right supplements, because there's nobody in the country right now poised for this particular part of healthcare to deliver it. Like, we're already overburdened in the medical system. We already know that there's a shortage of primary care physicians because we put an emphasis to physicians to hyper specialize, which further gets away from the process of treating the body as a whole.
Right.
So we're going against that. So how do we move back? And so imagine going to the pharmacy to be well. You go for the medicine because you're sick, but then you come out more well. That's the vision.
Well, and we had spoken before, you have a way to make this simple. There are 4 parts to this to make this simple.
Well, if you think about it, we talked about the 4 pillars, of well-being.
Yes.
But now what do we do? And so there's 4 main things that I believe pharmacies and people can work on to really help themselves. It's blending things we already know. So diet and lifestyle, big pieces. Let's not wash them off. Because food is medicine. Get the right food in you, you start working biochemistry. In 4 to 6 weeks, you can change diabetes. So we know this. So we gotta be able to implement it and actually do it. Lifestyle's a big piece. We talked about this. 80% of chronic conditions are a lifestyle problem.
Right, so stress.
So wellness made simple is where I love to play. And so imagine I learned through one of my mentors' process called the Daily Dozen. So the Daily Dozen are dozen things you can do every day that don't take you very long, that are actually going to help you live longer because they're based off modern day and ancient principles. We call blue zones. People know about blue zones, right?
Right.
Those are the places around the world where people have lived to be 100 or greater, more often than not.
Right.
Well, they took all of what they do in those spaces, but we forget about it. It's like managing your stress, eating in community, eating from plants, like these things, but putting it into modern ways and doing things in a simple way. So a Daily Dozen, very easy, like meditation, like just going within for a few minutes, like stopping what you're gonna do.
So, and for meditation, because a lot of people don't meditate or they don't want to meditate or they don't know how, is simply quietness with your own thought. Is that how would you simply, how would you, I know I don't want to get too deep in the weeds on this.
This is a whole topic.
So just if we were to take a few moments and sitting and breathing and
Just-
trying to
well,
let go of
instead of
what's...
saying meditation, why don't
Yeah.
you just say time in nature?
Okay,
Right?
I like that.
Go outside, close your eyes, be with yourself, go inward for
Listen
a
to
few
the
minutes.
nature.
Listen
Yeah.
to nature. It's inside of us to actually heal the body. People in Japan pay lots of money. They call it forest bathing, right? But
Yeah.
it's actually just being in nature. That's one of the daily dozens. But we could talk about meditation forever, but
We
the
could.
science is irrefutable. You
It
can
is.
change 60 health conditions, 60 in 7 days with a certain kind of meditation. So
That's
no
amazing.
drug in the world can be marketed for that.
That's true. So let's go back to your simple. So it's, I want the four
Yeah,
simple.
okay, so diet, lifestyle, supplements, and labs.
Diet, lifestyle, which we've talked about a bit, supplements, which you've mentioned a little bit, and then labs.
Supplements and labs.
Okay.
So even if we eat the right foods, they're just not as nutritious. The soil's not good, so we're not getting, and targeted outcomes-based nutritional products. We know that supplementation is a big field, right?
Right.
But having someone that's going to be able to take your space is not the green pill for the ill, right? We just don't think people take supplements that fixes them. It's part of that balance. With diet, with lifestyle change, adding the right targeted nutrients to affect the biochemistry in the right way. This is part functional medicine.
Right.
And then labs, not just labs like your blood counts, like targeted labs that are simple that can make I love high impact, low cost. That's what
We all love
about.
high impact, low cost. Give me one lab, what supplement, and what that might help. Give me an
I'll
example.
give you three.
All right,
Three
okay.
supplements, 3 labs that everybody should be. This is
Wonderful.
the root of our RX to Wellness program.
Perfect.
It's omega-3,
Which is fish oils. Okay.
omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D, and magnesium.
Okay.
They're the top 3 selling supplements in the country, in the
Okay.
world, because they're the most deficient in everybody. If you balance those out and optimize them with 3 labs, hemoglobin A1C, which is a great marker for your blood sugar, because that's a big deal right now, right?
Right. And that looks at your sugar over 3 months
Over
time.
3 months.
Okay.
Vitamin D, because it's more like a hormone. If it were introduced today, it would be a hormone. And hormones are big: progesterone, cortisol. Like those are big deals. Well,
Right.
vitamin D is a big deal.
Yes.
If it's not optimized, but your doctor won't look at it. Most doctors won't look at it below 30, but we need to optimize it up to 50 to 80.
Yeah.
So we need to see that number. And then the last number is omega-3 indexing. It's the best lab your doctor will never recommend because it's not available to them through the system.
Right.
But if we optimize your omega-3, we can improve your cardiovascular risk by 35%. That's just one number. I got lots of numbers. But
Let's talk about that for a minute, if we could, just the omega-3. Can we talk about that for a minute?
yeah, so you can index the omega-3s in your body.
Okay.
It's an essential fat, which means you got to eat it. You
Okay.
can't manufacture it. We don't manufacture
make it
omega-3s.
in our bodies.
Omega-3 fatty acids, EPA, DHA, they come from fish. But where do they come from? Fish eat algae, so it really comes from the algae, plants.
Okay.
So, but we concentrate it from fish mostly, and then we take highly purified omega-3 and we improve to 8% in your blood. We can improve cardiovascular risk by 30 to 35%.
Which has been demonstrated
No
in
drug in the
study.
world is ever going to be able to prove that.
Yeah.
So why don't we improve the nutrients? But if you're not eating like fresh caught salmon 3 days a week, you're not getting
Right.
enough omega-3. I don't eat that much salmon.
Nope.
I actually don't like salmon. But, but
Yes. A lot of people don't.
it's one of those things. But
Yeah.
you can get the fish oil, and you can actually get it from algae bases now if you want to be sustainable. So
Okay.
it's a sustainable thing now.
Is it still the same? And that's my question, actually. The algae based, is it still the same quality? Is it still the same?
They're
it still meets-
moving them in different ways. But
Okay.
why do we need to balance omega-3? Because in the hunter-gatherer phases, when we ate good fats, this is a good fat, let's call it a good fat, then our omega-3 balance was up. Omega-6s are a different omega, and they're pro-inflammatory when the balance is off.
Right.
And standard American diets are 16 to 40 to 1 omega-6 to omega-3. But in a good, healthy, anti-inflammatory ratio, it's 3 to 1. So
Is
it's
it-
not. So we have to add more of the omega-3 to
Yeah.
get the balance out.
Yeah. Is it too much of, I know people are eating too much containing omega-6s, Or is
it's
it
everywhere in
is
our
it
diet.
It is everywhere in our
Everywhere.
diet. It's
So instead of like, you got to lower that down.
Lower
but
that
in
a
order
little
to
bit,
change
and
the
then
ratio,
ratio.
you eat
Okay.
more of these.
Okay.
And this is a finger stick. Okay, we're not talking go to the doctor, get a lab draw, wait for this, pay lots of money. Like you literally can do 3 drops of your own finger stick blood and put it into the machine. Like put it in, send it away, and then you're good.
Okay.
So you can do all those 3 on one lab test, and then you have a great marker for your health because you're optimizing those, you're seeing the results, and I can't tell, like, how simple can it be? 3 labs, 3 supplements, add your diet and lifestyle, things you can do for an hour a day, and you
made
can
it simple.
actually really change your health.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Josh. That was a whirlwind, and I loved every minute of it. Thank you so much for being with us again today. I know you'll be back with us again next week.
Oh, this is so much fun. I can't wait.
So let everyone know how they can find you.
Yeah, you go to rxwellness.com. This is where we do those labs. We have kits now that are ready for people to just go and get.
Great.
The 3 supplements, the 3 labs, it's all included. I do my Wellness Made Simple online program. It's in the box. Like you get all of this. Like it's not hard. It's not complicated, and it's not expensive. People think wellness is expensive. I want to flip that paradigm. It's actually cheap.
Yeah. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm so excited about this. I'm going to go check out your kit too. Oh, thank you so much for joining us, and please stay tuned after these messages for our next guest.